Hello, our dear candidates. I hope you're doing well. Life is soon getting better. We expect to see you back soon, just based on prayers. Before that, let's have a correction to the number my friend gave you. I believe you learned and enjoyed a lot. Here comes the corrections for activity 14. You learned about the use of unless, and here were the questions given to you. Instruction 1 says, rewrite the sentences below using unless. And if you analyze the statement very well, the instruction very well, the instruction calls you to begin the answer with unless. Question 1 had it that way. If you don't have a ruler, you will not construct an accurate angle. And when you're asked to use unless, I know you gave your answer as, unless you have a ruler, you will not construct an accurate angle. That has been the answer. I'm happy that you must have got it. You got it right. Question 2 says, if Alice does not campaign, she will lose the elections. If Alice does not campaign, she will lose the election. We're asked to use unless at the start of the sentence, and of course the answer will be, unless Alice campaigns, she will lose the elections. She is required to campaign in order to win the election. In case she fails to do that, the answer will be, the result will be negative. Unless Alice campaigns, she will lose the election. You had the next number saying, we shall wake up early. We shall board the first bus. You realize we're given the condition of waking up early so that we may board the bus. Failure to wake up early, then we shall not board the bus. If you don't wake up early, we shall not board the bus. Using unless in that statement, we shall say, unless we wake up early, yes, unless we wake up early, we shall not board the first bus. We shall not board the first bus, like that. I hope you're making corrections for those who failed. Don't forget to put the right punctuation. Next number was given in that way. They will fail the examinations if they dodge lessons. They will fail the examinations if they dodge lessons. Remember the condition of the statement. You're asked to use unless. Here we have the failure, which is not good. No one wants to fail. And we have dodging lessons. No one wants to hear that the child has dodged the lesson. When asked to join the statement given using unless, we shall have it as, unless they dodge the lessons, they will not fail the examinations. Unless they dodge the lessons, they will not fail the examinations. That has been that, and I believe you enjoyed that. You had another instruction saying, write each sentence below using unless. Upon analyzing the instruction very well, you realize that unless is to be put within the sentence. The other first 4 were required to use unless at the beginning of the sentence. And we're given this number saying, if you burn the bush, the wild animals will starve. This is very true. You know, animals stay in the bush and it becomes their home. So you burning the bush is destroying their home, where they sleep, where they feed, and all that. So when you burn the bush, automatically the animals will starve. They can die. Yeah. So when you're asked to join the sentence of that kind, using unless, I know you wrote the answer, and check what we have for you. The wild animals will not starve unless you burn the bush. That's the answer. The wild animals will not starve unless you burn the bush. Remember the question was given. If you burn the bush, it is a condition. No one has burnt the bush yet. We're saying maybe if you burn the bush, but if you don't, the animals will not starve. That has been that. Let's look at this. The next number. If Simon comes early, if Simon comes early, he won't miss the first lesson. The condition of not missing the first lesson is coming early. But remember, we asked to use unless. We shall say, unless Simon will miss the first lesson unless he comes early. Simon will miss the first lesson unless he comes early. Question says, if Simon comes early, he won't miss the first lesson. That has been that. I hope you understood and got right. For those who didn't get it right, you're required to always make corrections and remember to keep all the pieces of work given, because when you get back to school, we shall go through them. You not having them will be a sign of a bad child. Remember, we don't have bad children here at Global Junior School. At this time, allow me to take you through the next piece of work. That is, want to have a look at the use or the usage of as well as, the way it's written. Want to see how do we join statements or sentences using the given structure. What do we know about as well as? Yes, we see it as as well as simply means just like the other. Just like the other. Meaning, we base on one subject, then we refer to another. We just give the same quality, we borrow the same quality from another person or another object to this one we're talking about. We're saying, when using this conjunction, our focus should be only on the first subject in the given sentence, that which we are talking about. Take that as a serious information, a serious point to note. When using the conjunction as well as, our focus should be on the first subject. It doesn't make the subjects plural, by the way. Yes, we shall see this from the examples we're going to have just after this. Remember, as well as is used to show similarity or likeness. For example, we have two people. Yourself, who is a candidate today in class, and that brother of yours who sat some 2 years back. Teachers discovered that you are very bright. And this makes them remember how bright your brother was. Remember, your brother was very bright as well. So today we have you in class. We shall talk about you in reference to your brother. Meaning your brother is not here, and yet you are here, and you're the one we're talking about. We shall say, give yourself a name. I love my name. Benjamin. Benjamin is very bright. His brother is very bright. What shall that be? With the example I've given you, we shall answer afterwards. First, have a look at the next statement. When we're using as well as with different subjects, what do we consider? Let's read together. Using as well as with different subjects calls for a comma just before as well as. Yes, in that sentence where we shall have as well as, before the word as well as, we expect a punctuation mark known as a comma. Then, after the second noun, there must also be another comma for that. That will qualify the rules of punctuation in respect to as well as. You're good enough to look at the examples. Basing on all those lines of instructions we've talked about, let's learn through the examples as we refer to them. We have the first number of our choice. Yes, mulching controls soil erosion. You all know this. Terracing controls soil erosion. Remember, this we have different subjects. Yes, same act, controlling soil erosion. And therefore, these statements must have same qualities. So our answer, when asked to write using as well as, we shall say, we have the first noun, mulching, is the one we're referring to as with terracing. So we shall say mulching as well as terracing. Remember, we are asked to put a punctuation mark before as well as, then after the next noun. We have mulching and terracing. Terracing is the next piece of activity we are talking about. We have mulching right now that we're talking about. Terracing is being used as an example, as a reference. So remember, we're talking about only mulching. We shall say mulching as well as terracing controls soil erosion. I want us to mark the word controls. That tense must agree with a subject of singular form. What if, okay, we shall learn this in the next example. Look at that. Overgrazing is very dangerous to soil erosion, to soil. Yes, deforestation is very dangerous to soil. We have different subjects acting on the same object, soil, and they are all described as very dangerous. So they have the same quality, and so we shall say overgrazing. Yes, overgrazing is our noun, as well as the next given, then we describe after. And remember the order of punctuation. We shall say overgrazing as well as deforestation is very dangerous to soil. Something to remember in our punctuation. Remember, we say the first object before the given structure is basically the one our attention must be put on. And remember, we are having this in a singular form. That's why we take it as is very dangerous. That helping verb after deforestation is based on the first object given, overgrazing. Yeah, we shall get to know more from the example given. We have the next persons given us. Kawoya works with the Forest Protection Department. His parents work with the Forest Protection Department. Remember, we have Kawoya as a single person, so we're saying Kawoya works. Look at the other one, his parents. This appears in plural, and so we shall say his parents work. Mark that point, and mark the other one as well. Kawoya works with the Forest Protection Department. His parents work with the Forest Protection Department. So how best shall we put our answer? Identify the two objects. The two subjects there. Kawoya and his parents. So what follows Kawoya automatically is the structure given. But before that, there must be a punctuation. We shall say Kawoya, then you place that punctuation mark. Yes? So we shall all say Kawoya as well as his parents works with the Forest Protection Department. Pay attention on the word works. It must carry a tense that must agree with a single subject, Kawoya. Kawoya works with the Forest Protection Department. And remember, our attention is basically placed or put on Kawoya. I give you an example. Could be that in those days, Kawoya's parents used to work with this department. And today we have discovered Kawoya also working with the same department. So we shall easily say Kawoya as well as his parents works with the Forest Protection Department. Yeah, congratulations for those who've flown well. Let's have the next part of it. We have this young person, these young pupils. We say the pupils are very brilliant. I guess these are our candidates, Global Junior School. The pupils are very brilliant. The teacher is also very brilliant. I love this setting. We have the pupils in plural, yes, and the teacher in singular. How shall we go about this with our answer? Of course, the subject is the pupils, and the other is the teacher. We shall say the pupils, what comes after that? Of course, that punctuation mark. Yes, the pupils as well as the teacher are. Why are we using are for that case? Our attention is on the first subject, the pupils, and it is in plural, and so the helping verb after teacher must agree with the plural noun given there, plural subject given there, the pupils. So we shall all say the pupils as well as the teacher are very brilliant. Yes, that has been the answer. Now, we also want to understand the other version of it. We can also use as well as with similar subjects. In this case, we don't use commas. We shall see this from the example. Remember here we're using the pupils and the teacher. Those are two subjects. This time around, we want to see only with one subject. What shall we consider basically? Let's go through the examples. You're good enough for it. Yeah. Read for yourself. Yes, Beatrice will sweep the house. She will sweep the compound. Remember, we have only Beatrice doing the two actions. Sweeping the house and sweeping the compound. So how do we go about this? Remember, we shall not have the other punctuation mark. Yes, and we have only one subject. We realize we have different action, and those are the things we're comparing. We're talking about sweeping the house and sweeping the compound. Of course, our answer will be Beatrice. Yes, Beatrice will sweep the house as well as the compound. You identify that the verb has appeared once. Why? It was repeated in the statement. Yes, it was repeated in the statements given. Beatrice will sweep the house as well as the compound. That is that. Let's take a look at the next step and see what is also considered. We have Abdul reads the Quran. Yes, remember this season. Abdul reads the Quran. He recites the hadith. Yes, he recites the hadith. How do we join this using as well as? Yes, of course we shall have it as Abdul reads. We have the different actions. Reads one object, Quran, then the other one recites the hadith. This is the same person doing the two kind of activities. We shall say Abdul reads the Quran as well as reciting the hadith. Mark that point very well. As well as reciting the hadith. Yeah, that has been the answer. You realize that we have reads and recites. The first work, the first bit of it is where our attention is best. Then the other one is our reference. This one recites and also reads the Quran. This one recites Abdul recites the hadith and he reads the Quran as well. So for this case, I shall say Abdul reads the Quran as well as reciting the hadith. Friends, I hope you have learned a lot on that. Let's look at this next one. Joel likes swimming. He also likes dancing. Yes, Joel likes swimming. He also likes dancing. Give yourself a trial. How best can you put the answer? Right using as well as. Some seconds for yourself. Yes, of course the answer, check your answer now. Joel likes swimming as well as dancing. Very direct. Joel likes swimming as well as dancing. I want to pose a question to you and check what you can tell me. We have it. Jimmy draws the pictures very neatly. Alex draws the pictures very neatly. Use as well as. Of course, the answer will be yes. I know you have got it right. Have a look at the next number. Benon composes stories. Benon writes songs. Benon composes stories. Benon writes songs. The answer will have it as Benon composes stories as well as writing songs. So I want us to pay keen attention on these last three examples, more so the ing form of it. Take it as a serious point, consider it positive. I want to give you another bit of rewriting statements using as well as, but verbally. You've done a lot of listening and reading, but this time round, we have it in this way. Tom will draw the map of Uganda. Tom will draw the map of Kenya. Yes, here we have Tom drawing the map, Tom drawing the map. The difference only on Uganda and Kenya. So our answer will be, some trials from your side. Tom will draw the map of Uganda as well as, yes, as well as that of Kenya. Wonderful. I thank you all. I believe you've learned a lot and you're doing us good. Time will come, we shall check you. So I was like telling you, remember to do this always at home. Be good children. Remember to follow the rules given. We really need your life and we really need you back at school. This is our year of fighting together. Allow me to wish you the best time. Bye-bye.